Okay, welcome everyone. This is our first time doing a video podcast. We hope you're all going to enjoy it and take some information home with you that you can use. Marcus just walked in because he's also our tech guy today.
Hello everyone.
Yep, Dennis Nelson, everybody knows.
Yeah, hello.
John Kincaid, and we're all here smiling regardless of the coronavirus or COVID-19 or whatever its new name is. And what we're going to start with is Dennis is going to talk a little bit about our philosophy during these markets, what we've been through before, what the outcomes were, and what we might expect 6 months from now.
Well, the good news is that our strategy generates a lot of income and helps us lower our break even on our stocks. And that's how we look at it during this period of time. How much can we generate from the sale of the options to lower our break evens on the stock? And that's been successful. John has, I think, got a few statistics on this, but this virus thing, of course, has got a lot of unknowns attached to it. I don't know why, but there was an idiot on TV last night saying that it's going to be 6 months before this is over, and of course the market hated to hear that kind of news. I did a little studying myself. It looked like South Korea, which was a little ahead of us on this. Their new cases has leveled off, and they may be seeing a top to their situation there. So I don't think we're too far behind the curve on this, but I don't want to get into predicting something that's very difficult to predict. I think our portfolios are set up well, and just to use an example, this is a time when you look for value. Stocks that you wanted to buy for 6 months is now back down to where it was 6 months ago. And I look at Microsoft as a for instance. It was $190, now it's $130, down 30%. And we wanted to buy it all this time. Why not buy it now?
Absolutely.
And if we write an option on that, we generate another $10 in cash.
That's cool.
That is cool.
That's what we're
That is really cool. So our break even is 120. I like those numbers. The long-term effect of generating cash on a portfolio is tremendous. And we're starting to see just good dividends. I think AT&T is paying something like 6 or 7% on a dividend in a zero interest rate environment. People would be all over that if this were a normal market, and it will get normal.
Mm-hmm. It will. And the market tends to do things about 6 months in advance. So it's predicting, I believe now, what we're going to see 6 months from now. Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of people are worried that this is just going to keep going on this avalanche down for 6 more months. Now, none of us are smart enough to pick the bottoms, but we are smart enough to know when there's good buys out there, right?
Yeah, so the question becomes, do you really have to pick the bottom? And I think that's what investors are so uncertain about. Since we've never seen this coronavirus before and the impact on the economy, on society, everybody runs scared. And so that makes investing a whole different paradigm.
It sure does.
Right? The one thing that strikes me as I listen to Dennis is the portfolio that we have is so unique in its structure. And I looked back this morning, matter of fact, at our model portfolio, and if you go back a year over year, yesterday with the 3,000 down day, our portfolio still is only half down as much as the Dow at 22%. So therein lies the structure and the benefit of it. Now that's unique. That's very unique.
Well, not only that, you have the income piece of it. Most of our clients are drawing income off their portfolios, and we all know if you're drawing out money in a down market, the chances of recovery become less and less and less. However, if you're creating that income that they're taking out,
Right.
and just the values of the stocks have gone up and down, well, it's not fun, but let's just wait. We've got our income, we can still live. That's what we're really talking about.
Yeah, that's a great point. If you look at high quality dividend stocks today, since the Dow has moved, and your example of Microsoft is right on. Now we see these dividends paying 4.5% compared to the 2 a year ago.
And you lay an option over that, and now we have another 4% or 5% in cash flow while we wait.
Absolutely.
While we wait for the market stocks to go up.
Well, and that kind of comes to the next point, is relatively early in this, we were able to identify areas that we thought were going to be really negatively affected by the virus. Things like Exxon, Disney, Starbucks, but we sold out of those relatively early on in this process. So luckily we're holding a lot of cash, and that's gonna give us some real opportunities once this begins to settle out. But like Don said, you don't wanna try to call a bottom. So we've been slowly looking for good buys as this has gone on. Dennis mentioned Microsoft. We bought Walmart. Companies we think are going to be good buys when this all shakes out.
After the coronavirus.
Yes,
right?
after the coronavirus.
So we want to keep this kind of short, and we're doing this because we did open up our offices and our conference room, but as we know, we're not all gathering, we're doing our social distancing here. But part of the reason most of us feel so upset is because we feel like we have no control over what's happening, right?
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna ask you to go home and look at your budgets. And if you don't have one, take a few minutes and write down how much you have to have. Think about that. And then look at our portfolios. We'll see how much are we generating. Is that going to be enough? If you can cut your budgets a little bit, go ahead and do it during this time. That's what we've been through so many of these. We opened our business on the crash day of 1987 that everybody's talking about. We were in the business before that, but we opened our business that day. We've been through the 94, we've been through 2001 and 2, we've been through 08, 09, and all the down ones in between, and our clients still have income. That's you. So, but a lot of them went through and said, you know what, maybe I don't need quite that much this for the next 6 months. Let's cut it back just a little bit. Once you feel you have that kind of control, you'll feel better. You'll know that you have the cash flow, and you can sit back, relax a little bit, and wait for these stocks to recover to a more reasonable level. Maybe not as high as they were, but a more reasonable level.
Exactly.
In addition to that, a lot of our clients we call them vulnerable millionaires. So that if we had a 40%, 50% down market, it would really change their lives.
Mm-hmm.
And that may be some of you out there. For those of you who have them, you have a guaranteed variable annuity. Those things are like gold right now. They've worked in all the down markets.
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage you to just kind of look at those, like, oh, I have my guarantee, get some peace of mind from there. So uncertainty and lack of control makes us all kind of spin wildly out of control.
Absolutely.
My husband and I went home last night and we said, okay, let's look at our budget. Let's see what we don't need to spend for a while, just in case things get tough. And after we did that, we felt better. It was a good thing to do. Anybody else have anything you want to add before we say adios?
Well, I think that the what we're seeing out there with the toilet paper thing is I think really a symptom of people trying to find something to make themselves feel a little better.
Control.
But it also points out, I think, that the panic nature of this. Everything is down. You would expect gold to be up, it's down. You would expect Bitcoin to be up, it's been down 50%. Some of these odd type of investments like that, and this is a genuine type of old-fashioned panic, and we're going to get past this, and we're going to get a lot of opportunities open up to us because of it.
Yeah. Cooler heads tend to prevail in situations like
and the
this.
structure of this portfolio.
Absolutely. We
Right.
have something
Right.
nobody else has. There are only 14 companies in the whole country that do the strategy that we do. So it is special, just like all of you are special. So if you have any questions, be sure you call us at the office. Someone will answer the phone, 261-4800. Marcus, Dennis, John, let's do this again.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you.
Good job.